I'm Jelaila Star. Welcome to my weekly messages. Today the topic is, are you blinding others with your light? Well, what that means is, there's many of us who are here to be beacons of light for the rest of the world. And in fact, there is a particular role, a mission for some people. It's called being a bridger. A bridger is somebody who will stay in the 3D world, maybe in the business world. They're not going to go off and start a new spiritual-based business. And their role is to be a bridge between people in the 3D world and, those who have moved beyond that point as far as their spiritual knowledge. And that could be the teachers and the healers. People like me who are like way out there. And because the average person, when they awaken, they're not immediately going to come to me. Although I've seen more and more of that lately. That's kind of strange. But for the most part, they're not. What they're going to do is find people who are bridgers, someone in their office who, like you're in their office and they'll just come to you and say, hey, there's something I want to ask you and I feel like I can talk to you, because they're guided to someone whose light is brighter than anybody else's in the office because of their awareness. So this role is extremely critical now because as we enter 2011 and the earth changes happen and the world is rocking and rolling and people are waking up in droves now, they need that baby step. They need that step between, where they are and where they need to go. And if you're a bridger, you are that step for them. You are that connection. So I was talking to a client of mine, and that's actually what inspired this video. And his guide, Bartholomew, okay, I'm giving Bartholomew credit, he was talking about this in regards to my client, who was one of those people who was a bridger, and what to do and what not to do as a bridger. Because as a bridger, you can help expedite the process of ascension for a lot of people, the awakening and then stepping into these higher levels of awareness. Or you can delay it for people if the role is handled properly or improperly. So what I wanted to give you is a couple, 3 things about this role, because I see a lot of people handling it improperly. And you know what? There's no handbook. So God bless us all. We're doing the best we can. So hopefully this will help avoid a few things. Number 1, remember that when you that as a bridger, you're going to have people around you who are not going to be on the same place or on the same level as you or in the same place that you are. In fact, they may not be awakening at all. Family, friends, coworkers, whatever. Your way of dealing with this is to remember that they are where they're supposed to be right now. They have a path. Some of them will ascend, some of them won't ascend. Some of them will only ascend to a certain point. They'll shift their consciousness to a certain point. That is not for you to decide. Your job is to love them where they are. Number 2 is that when you share information, don't share it until you ask if they want it. This was a challenge that my client had. He kept showing stuff to his wife. Hey, look at this. Hey, look at that. Oh, come look at this. Or he send her a link or whatever to a web page. Don't do that. Don't give them information they don't ask for because they're not ready. All they'll think is that you're pushing it on them. It doesn't matter whether you're well-intentioned. Doesn't matter if, like my client, it's because you want them to come along with you. You don't want to leave them behind. You got to put that aside because you can actually deter their progress. And so the next thing is if you find that, they're just not interested, don't negatively judge them because, like I said, once again, they are where they are. And they will feel that judgment, whether you say a word or not. They will feel you negatively judging them. And don't abandon them, which means don't emotionally withdraw and say, okay, I just need to go find another partner. Someone who's more in sync. They will feel that abandonment too. And then you're really not, fulfilling that role the way it was meant to be fulfilled. A bridger is someone who's got to love them where they are and understand that if they come along, great. If they don't, they still have to love them where they are. Tough role. Now, so what happens when they do awaken? Oh, yay! They're finally asking questions. Don't screw it up. Here's what you do. Number 1, anytime they ask a question, qualify it. Always qualify it. You go, well, why do you want to know? Or why is that important to you? Because a lot of times, there'll be people who they just kind of want to bring you back. Well, that actually doesn't even count in this area. But qualify the questions. In other words, make them work for it. If they really want to know, they'll keep asking. And do it in a way that, you're just trying to qualify and discern their level of sincerity. Number 2, when you answer, only answer what they ask. In other words, for example, they say, do you believe in reincarnation? Yep. And don't say anything else. Don't bring them a pile of books. Don't send them 20 links by email. Don't go beyond what they ask. Only answer what they ask. And that's what we call don't upchuck information all over them. And remember, they'll keep asking. And the worst, and you'll know you're doing it right when they say, God, you're not really forthcoming with information, are you? That's when you know. Because then you can respond with, well, you know what? I'm happy to answer anything you ask. And they will get the message that you're not there to convert them, convince them, or anything. You're simply there to answer information. As long as you do that, you are fulfilling your role. So hopefully this will help you, and God bless all of you 3D bridgers out there, because you are so needed now, like I said. And I, for one, am grateful to you, because you're going to make my job easier. Okay, that's it for today. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be on Project Camelot January 12th. I'm going to do a radio interview with Carrie Cassidy, so I hope you'll tune in. And then I'm going to be on Rumor Mill News January 27th with Raylan Allen. Those are both great. And I just finished a radio interview with Rebecca Jernigan of Journeys with Rebecca. And you will be able to get a link to that on her website, on my website, as soon as I get it. So things are moving forward. It looks like, probably going to be doing my own radio show. Don't know where yet, but that looks like the next step. And thank you all for all of your comments and your support. You make it all worthwhile. Have a great week. Bye-bye.